Hey everybody, good to see you again. My last video was a summary of this anime meet that I went to.
And the hat, I'm still having issues with the wind in the hat. Wait, hold on. So, oh, I think this is what you're talking about. This is what you're talking about? I just know it's popular in anime. Yeah, right here.
And in the video, you might have seen a few of the photos that I've taken. So I just kind of wanted to make this video dedicated to my photography. I think as a photographer, it's really fun to be around these people because a lot of these cosplayers, their costumes are just so vibrant and it's larger than life. Everything is based on anime, which is why I enjoy attending these meets, just because I get the chance to practice. So that's why I thought I'd dedicate this video right now to reviewing some of the photos that really stood out to me from this event.
Yeah, like I said,
I think I'll go over what I was thinking, what I kind of wanted to do, and how I got the image. So let's start off with this cosplayer.
We'll do a little photo review.
I was just walking around, kind of getting back into it, when I noticed this vibrant red scarf.
But I think my friend should be coming soon.
And that's what caught my attention. And you'll see, I think the theme of the day is things that catch my attention, which is vibrant and big.
Hi. What's this? Cosplay.
Oh, Uncle from another world.
I think this was around like maybe 1 or 2, where usually the lighting isn't that favorable to photographers. They call it like the midday sun, where the sun is kind of overhead and it casts really harsh shadows everywhere. I really like that style because I think if you pair it with a certain technique, you get this really punchy look. I'm not sure how you describe it, but I'll show you some examples. When you mix this bright sun with full power flash, you get this really cool effect where your subject pops in its own way. The only way to achieve this is by using an ND filter. This is a 6-stop ND filter, which is pretty dark actually. It's actually, I think it's a little bit darker than I would have liked, but this being my first ND filter, I really did not know and have that much experience with these, which is why I just went with 6. But I think maybe if I had to do it again, maybe I would have gone with 3-stop ND filter. 6 is a little bit too dark, but I just kind of make it work because this was kind of expensive. Well, who is this by? Breakthrough Filters? So we found a fountain that I thought would be nice, and you can notice that the sun is shining behind him, which means that the entire subject's face, all this is pretty much in shadows. The first thing I do is I expose for the background, and in this case my settings were f8 1/25th of a second ISO 6400. That is just to get the background exposure. I really like how it turns out. I just wish I was better at posing people or giving them directions to pose so that I could get a much more epic shot, because I know these are the only 2 test shots that I took and I just backed away to get the entire costume in the photo. But by doing that, you're losing a lot of light from your flash. You could see here that it's a little bit darker than before because I stepped back. I'm trying to get his entire costume with his boots, but it just doesn't give that same look as when I was just right next to him. And you could just see it right here. It's just completely different. So that was my first attempt, but I think that's something I'm going to have to practice a little bit more, just because I haven't really played around too much with these ND filters. But I really do like the effect and the type of images that I can get with these. So I think that's what I'm going to be working on this year. Now, as the day went on, I was just walking around. Something really caught my attention.
And that's sick.
It was this really cool Gundam suit cosplayer.
Because I know him as the Pokemon, not Eevee, called Vulpix.
The suit just had so much detail.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
And it looks so complex that it was really hard not to notice this person. And so while he was getting ready, with the help of his friend, I think. I just kind of took some photos of them just getting suited up. And this was in an area where there was kind of like an overhang out of direct sunlight, but there was a lot of ambient light coming through here. But look, so this one is a little bit too bright, but it shows a lot of detail. By this point, because we were in the shade, I took off my ND filter, and the settings that I used for these photos was f6.4, 2/50th of a second, ISO 640. So you'll see here, there's directionality to the shadow. It's not a direct flash look. If you look at it, you can see all these shadows right here, shadows, and with a direct flash, you wouldn't have gotten this. And the reason for this is because when I do portrait style photos, all I have is my speed light. But I'll always use this, the flash diffuser, I think that's what it's called, that came with this. I'll always combine it with this little built-in bounce card. And I'll put it up like this. I'll always have the speed light pointed up. The light kind of gets to scatter from this way, and it's not such a direct, harsh flash. Hatsune Miku kind of walked by, which also caught my attention just because always with Hatsune Mikus, they have that long blue hair and it pops everywhere they go. And so I just took a quick photo, I think with probably the same setting as I was shooting before. But yeah, we just took a quick group photo here. Just a very quick photo while he was getting ready. And here, this is the final look with the visor. Now, this one, I wish I was checking the photos while I was taking it, because all this white, it reflected the light back, and it just got a little bit overexposed here. And yeah, here we go. This is another really cool photo that I like. I'm pretty sure it's the same camera settings, just because when I'm doing this, you have to realize I have my camera and I have my selfie stick on this hand holding my live stream at the same time. So I can't really fiddle around with the settings because it's just one-handed, right? I'm like this. Now, by this point, I was finally getting warmed up. I just wanted to go around and get quick candidates of as many cosplayers as I could.
So here we go, here we go. Oh, got the motion right here. Right here. Ooh. So I need to stop down to... Oh, hi, can I get a picture real quick? Ooh.
So I think in terms of just walking around and just taking quick snaps here and there, those were my favorites of the day. I just have to always keep in mind the distance from me and my subject when I'm using flash. So now we're getting a little bit later into the day. The sun is setting a little bit. And as I'm walking, I see this big group kind of huddled together.
Oh, hello. What's going on here?
And a few of them I saw were playing around with these foam swords. I was thinking to myself, oh, this could potentially lead to some really cool action shots just because they're swinging their sword and it's fast. And they were actually pretty good. In my mind, I was thinking, oh, I could maybe get an image where right before the person strikes, I could capture that moment.
Who won?
Actually, that's a good question.
You won. Yeah, look here. You got the strike.
Hey. We actually have a good rep here.
So I chose to go with 2/50th of a second. And it's kind of interesting that although it's 2/50th of a second, I noticed this with other sports too, but it's a little bit too slow. You'll still get blurry pictures. So for here, you can kind of see there are little foam stores on some of these images. When they're swinging it, it's blurry. Like right here. And if you're trying to get really sharp images, you want to be above 500th of a second. And so for these, I also use the flash. And I think that's why I didn't go above 2/50th of a second, because that's the limit. And because I'm limited to 2/50th of a second, you still get this motion blur, which is kind of cool. I think for sports photography, I like to capture a little bit of motion, especially where if the face is not moving, but the object is moving, then I think it usually turns out really cool. And I really like this image right here because he's twirling his sword.
Arama, come on, let's go.
But the movement is frozen by the flash.
Oh,
So overall, this was an incredibly fun day, just with so many different characters, and I'm so glad I brought my camera along. This is actually one of the first events of the year that I kind of focused on photography. I think for the future, I really want to get better at using my ND filter and the flash combination. I think I still need to play around with that some more because there is a huge potential. There's a lot more events coming up, and I really can't wait to share with you. If you like this, please subscribe, leave some comments if you have questions. I'm not a professional, I just do this for fun. I hope to see you again very soon. And until then, peace.